How long you been here, Kevin? How long you been at RIMS, Kevin?
2013.
2013. So that's what, eight
February.
years.
Family Day.
Family Day. You came. Your family kicked you out. And you came to RIMS to work. That somehow seems
My
wrong.
first day of employment was Family Day.
Yeah. So now you do all the outbound U.S. board. Is that where you
Out in.
But all tandem, only tandem work, right? So I just talked to one of your owner operators who said he was happy running New Jersey. That just doesn't work in the whole truck driving world. So
Economic wise, it does work.
yeah, it does work. You make more money.
Well, the
right?
money that we're dictated to by our big customer down the street.
Right. Yeah.
So I take a portion of his work. But we also have another customer that Gene and Mark met at the Still Buyers.
Okay.
And that pursued to a very small business to almost $1 million customer this year.
Oh wow.
But as every year's went on, he's been a customer that I've been able to slowly increase the rates every
nice.
every year. Some areas I'm not hitting, but
Yeah.
Jersey, because of Pennsylvania road tax,
Right.
high cost of fuel there, I've increased this rate. So like his rate going to Jersey now on average is $2,000 one way.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it was Daryl was saying that the trick was just to keep working steady and to know your numbers, know where to save money. Right.
The biggest thing is to unload, reload every day.
Yeah. So how do you do that in Jersey? Is there a lot of work coming in and out of New Jersey? Like, is that where
There's weeks that it's super hot,
Yeah.
but there's weeks that it's also very dead.
So most guys are afraid of the East Coast, and you guys are going to the East Coast. So how are we going to get anybody on with RIMS if you got all these? So where do you guys go generally? Where's your hot spots? Chicago's, I imagine, is one.
Chicago, around Ohio, eastern side of Ohio, western side of Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh, work in West Virginia, Cleveland.
Yeah.
We do Cincinnati, we do Chicago, then we're branching out with loads that will pay us enough to do it.
Does the mileage factor come into this since you guys they're paid on percentage? Does it matter how many miles they're running? Does that, some guys are trying to get 3,000 miles a week
That's
or whatever?
the worst thing to look at is mileage versus percentage.
Yeah. So how does someone know if they're going to be making good money running the areas that you guys have? Like you got happy owner operators, but how do you do it so it's fair for everybody running around? Is it a bid system or for owner operators?
No,
do they have the choice of taking a load or?
Well, you have a choice.
Yeah.
You have a choice of return load. If you don't like it, the odds are your next load you won't like either.
So you may as well take the first one.
You have to understand, like, last week Chicago was a dead area.
Right.
Like, you couldn't buy yourself a load.
Yeah.
There's loads out there I've always said no to, so I took one because there's nothing else that is pays X.
Right.
The guy that I normally work for, next week he has 13 loads.
Wow.
They couldn't ship one load this week.
Right. Yeah.
So next week I have two guys in Milwaukee. I have one guy in Menominee Falls. I have another guy in Bourbonnais, Illinois.
Yeah.
They're all running to Erie, Indiana for loads home.
Wow. Okay. So how do you keep all these guys happy? How do you keep them happy so it's fair? Like they all got different truck payments, different needs.
The guys who are successful, part of being a dispatcher is understand hours of service.
Right.
If you can't understand what happened today with that truck, how you go plan for them tomorrow.
Right.
So I have a guy that got delayed or jerked around. I know if I bring him back, he can't do a 500-mile trip this next trip. So for him, I want to put him on a Weirton, West Virginia. I want to put him on a Cleveland load, do a short trip. The second one and the third trip, then you're back on your 500-mile trip.
Right.
So you have to maximize their hours of service without them knowing that what you're doing.
Oh, well, that's on tape now. So now I don't know how we're going to have to edit that out, I guess, right?
No, but
you're gaming the system.
No, you're asking me. No, part of the guys who are successful here are the guys that understand, Kevin, I can't do a long one, but can you give me a short one?
Right.
And we have it. Or I can look for one. For a customer tendered me that load, I will take a load that will maximize that best hours of the driver's work week.
Right. You get guys who are running. I've heard on some fleets that it gets very choosy. Like guys will sit home and dispatch phones, and they go, "No, I don't like that one." They keep going down the list. They never seem to go out on the road, But you guys, I always see your guys coming in and out all the time. So is it?
We try to dispatch a day in advance.
All right.
As much as my dispatch, like my conversation with my VP the other day was, right now I'm only thinking a week ahead of time.
Right.
I'm trying to maximize every week this week for next week.
Right.
In doing that, you also maximize your drivers. Knowing on Wednesdays, I ask, what day are you available to go to work? Are you going Sunday or Monday?
Yeah.
That tells me how much freight I book Friday.
Right. Right. Right.
A lot is up to the owner-operator to say what's your ability to come to work.
Do you find that the guys work with you? Like, I know as a driver, I used to work the same way. I never actually worked for the first trip. I worked for that second trip. So if you're on time in that first one, you get your backhaul, you can get that second trip in and have a successful week. If you start being late on your first day, you're late on your backhaul, and now you come into that situation you're talking about where we don't have enough time to do another proper trip, whatever that might be.
You've limited yourself because you didn't start your work week on the proper time.
Right, right.
That's going to affect you of maybe getting that third round in that week. So now you only get 2. You're down at 2,000 miles versus maybe getting 27 or 2,800 mile week.
Were you in the truck before?
I was an owner operator for 14 years.
So you know what these guys are. They can't give you the runaround. Right?
I pulled wrenches for 3 years.
Yeah.
Until I broke my hands.
Yeah.
I drove for Slack. I drove about 15 years.
Yeah. Okay. So you got the idea of the road and all of that stuff. So what are you telling? Is there a difference in the new owner operators coming on? Like, I mean, you got some veterans like Louis, who's been around for a long time, and steady, good looking truck, all of that kind of stuff. And we were just talking with Mike, who's 30 years on the road. So those guys you probably don't have to babysit too much, But you probably have new guys who are coming in and don't understand the system as well, or how to.
They are coming in anticipating they're going to make big money.
Yeah.
Not realizing it's a career path they've chosen that requires you don't go to work.
Yeah, yeah.
They struggle with, well, I don't want to go to work till Monday. Come Friday, well, I didn't get that good a week.
Yeah.
You're never able to start on a Sunday.
Right.
Every other weekend, you got to be able to go work Sunday.
Yeah. And it's the same thing, right? You guys run a 500 miles. So is it like you're doing basically 2 trips 1 week, 3 the next?
Yes.
5,000 miles over the 2 weeks?
But you have added some longer stuff.
Yeah, I do longer. Like we're running Mississippi, running Georgia, a little bit of Alabama, Tuttle, Oklahoma. We are branching out as some of the younger generation would rather stay out longer. So we are branching out in that direction.
Is there certain equipment you look for going that way? Like, does it matter about the year of the truck, or you got some?
Well, you got to be ELD compatible.
So
and the best thing is to have fuel economy. Guys are buying trucks not anticipating the cost of 1 mile per gallon at the end of the year.
Right, right.
And they buy a big truck because they want to be the big guy, but that 1 mile a gallon is worth $15,000 a year.
Yeah.
I have a guy, simple math is 1 mile a gallon is $15,000, 2 mile a gallon, you got $30,000 more in fuel than the next guy running beside you.
Yeah.
You've done nothing all set. Have a big fancy truck.
Yeah. I still like chrome though.
One of my third truck was an Anteater Kenworth.
Yeah,
T600.
Yeah.
I went from 5 mile a gallon to 7.5.
Yeah.
That made my truck payment back then.
Yeah. So that's big. So guys have to think that way. Right?
Guys have to think of being efficient, fuel economy, maintenance.
Yeah.
Small business.
You're a small businessman.
But people are making money here. Because this is the thing I wrestle with. I teach a lot of new drivers, and people are going, "There's no money in trucking." I hear it from the old guys. But then we were just at a recruiting convention. They were talking $100,000 for drivers. I don't know what owner operators are going to get down the road, but that's what they were talking. Salary should be for drivers. Owner operator.
Will it be that?
Will it be? But there's still people making money. I just talked to 2 and 3 year guys in the yard who said they're making money and they're happy with the money they're making. I'm not saying they're millionaires.
No.
But they're making enough for this to be worthwhile, viable.
But they're also
business.
themselves putting themselves in the right position to do that.
Yeah.
They're starting their day on time. They're always empty at 7 o'clock in the morning. They're not empty at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Say, got to reload?
Yeah.
Those guys who are successful or guys who leave on time, empty out early, their whole day's a whole lot better.
Right. So how many guys you looking for? You got 10. 14 loads next week.
10.
You looking for 10 more?
Oh, easy 10.
Yeah. And you guys, they don't have to have their own trailer, so you guys supply all the trailers?
We supply trailers.
You supply all the chains and everything come with it?
All the equipment comes with it. If you have your own trailer, you get paid more percentage.
Okay.
But our trailers are fully equipped.
Good trailers, newer trailers.
So do you have to explain percentage to these guys?
It's a challenge from a guy that went from mileage to percentage because they don't understand the dynamics of it.
Yeah. You actually have to know your numbers better on percentage. I used to be in the moving industry, and that's how they got paid.
Yeah.
So you have to know your mileage to know whether that percentage is worth it or not. You know.
To some degree, but we try to explain to guys, Nigel, you're a small business. There is no value to us if you are not successful.
Yeah.
If you pick up and deliver on time, safely, on a regular schedule, we'll help you be successful.
Yep.
We do the thinking. We're looking at the numbers. We need you to be successful, right? But you have to do your part.
So final question for dispatcher: can I trust you? This is from driver to dispatcher.
Our senior guys that followed me from my other companies when I come here, they've stayed.
Yeah.
So if they stayed, they are successful.
Yeah.
They count on me to make their decisions.
Yeah.
I give them their pickup times, their delivery times. They go to work.
Yeah, that was part joke because there was a day when dispatchers and drivers did not get in the same room.
Well, we are a service business. You have to look at it that way.
Yeah.
I have an owner-operator. I have to service him.
Yeah.
And on my other hand, I have my customer.
Yeah.
I have to service them. In the middle, I'm the middleman that makes A and B
try to
happen.
make it
Right,
work.
right. Love being the middleman. That's a challenge.
I've always said some guys we should pay them for the day to come in and sit.
Yeah.
And just watch.
I always say that too. Everybody should have done. I've done dispatch in the past, and
It's a challenge.
It's a lot more challenging now because drivers count, like for here, we do all the ACEs, we do all the ACIs. We don't have the driver wasting time trying to get his load cleared.
Right.
That's our responsibility. And if I'm still working at 8, 9 o'clock at night to get that load cleared through customs, I want the guy driving,
Yeah.
not worrying about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell him to slow down and have a coffee. I need another half an hour. I don't want him calling the broker. 'Cause then he becomes a distracted driver.
So your
going down
guys
the
don't
road.
have problems at the border with.
We look
going
after it
across?
all.
That's cool.
We do all the ACEs, all the ACIs.
That's a lot of headache that drivers don't need to worry about. I was happy.
we always say, I don't want guys driving down the road worried about money. I
Yeah.
want them being safe, thinking about what they're doing.
Yeah. So now, if there's a lot of drivers who don't want to cross the border, and I'm not even talking COVID. I'm talking before COVID. People are going, I'm looking for can only work. What are you telling those guys? Because you're actually U.S.
I'm a U.S. bound.
and really, that's where you can make a lot of money. Is there something still to be feared at the border other than the basic security checks, which everybody has to go through?
No.
You know, there's nothing different for drivers.
There's nothing different.
What's happening with FAST? Are you guys FAST approved? I don't know if Steel's FAST
We just
approved.
got fast.
Just got
Fast approved.
Oh, okay. All right. So your drivers will have to be FAST.
But it
No,
hasn't-
they don't
it
have to be.
hasn't- no, hasn't
It helps out. It's criteria.
Depends on the loads a lot.
Company and the consignee. They all have to be fast to use the line.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That hasn't stopped us.
No.
Slowed us down.
okay. Good. Well, thanks for your time today, buddy.
Anytime.